Ini ada Pak Ahmad Desi Iskandar ini. Oh, dulu Pak Kuat bimbingannya Prof. Usman ya.
Ya, ya,
Hmm.
sama yang pengalaman tuh Pak Jaka. Pak Jaka kan dulu dari Jepang juga. Pak Jaka,
Nah,
Prof Jaka kenal ya, Pak Jaka, Pak
jaga
Dokter Jaka.
kelompoknya saya.
Ya, itu eh,
Oh, iya
bergabung
sih.
juga di tim saya. Ya,
Dia juga punya RIM kan ya?
bergabung dengan saya. Dia punya juga sendiri
Oh,
sama Pak Agus Jamaluddin,
oh aku
Juwan,
sama lu.
Juwan.
Ini Pak Ketua Umum belum hadir.
Terus speakernya udah ya, oke.
Ya udah, kok jadi kok. Masih lama sih. Pak Susilo nanti mau speech nggak ya? Pak Usman kan masih lama kan ya? Kelahiran 61 ya?
Malah
Prof. Usman. Kelahiran
masih
1961 ya?
3 tahun lagi, tiga
Oh,
tahun lagi
3 tahun
saya.
lagi.
Ya.
Oh,
Udah tua, Prof Jarot. Saya udah
ya
tua.
masih muda lah. Kita
Jarot kan
semangatnya
masih
harus
muda. Prof Jarot kan masih muda.
siap. Saya selalu senang dikatakan muda. Makanya Prof. Usman dulu saya katakan muda. Saudara.
Iya. Kalau saya udah 67 umurnya, 3 tahun lagi pensiun.
Oh, kelahiran 58.
58,
Oh,
1958.
iya, iya.
Jadi Prof Jarot masih muda kan?
Masih muda.
Ya, masih bisa nikah lagi Prof Jarot.
Oh, sangat berpikir begitu.
Iya, iya.
Eh,
Bercanda Prof Jarot. Bercanda.
Ada bos saya di sini.
Oh iya.
Iya, Pak Susilo.
Ya, Prof. Jarot. Selamat
Ah,
sore.
oh, sorry.
Iya.
Oh,
Prof Jarot.
uh, I think the speaker is already here, Miss Heba El Komey. How are you, Miss Heba El Komey? How can I
I'm
call you?
fine. Yes, as you like. Heba only without Miss Heba as you like. Dr. Heba as you like.
Okay. What time right now in your country?
It's
12?
about 12 p.m.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I think your country is very busy constructing the NPP.
Yes.
Yeah. With Rosatom, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you can share your experience, the Egypt's experience on the NPP program. I think the audience is very interested in that case.
Okay.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Heba.
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure to be here.
We are very happy to have you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, let's another 2 minutes. We will start. Yeah.
Okay.
Prof. Jarod, saya ada ingin menayangkan satu halaman slide aja sebenarnya untuk pengumuman.
Monggo.
Ya, nah itu sayangnya komputer saya baru saya restart, ini masih butuh waktu.
Saya siap membantu. Yang dikirim sama Bu Susi tadi kan?
Sama Bu Susiati deh.
Ya.
Nah, mohon ditampilkan yang halaman 1 langsung halaman 4 sajalah.
Ya, mungkin bisa dimulai Bu Geni.
Oh, ya. Okay.
Di mic-nya dibuka.
Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, all the HIMNI's participants. Today we are entering the 25th, I think, 25th of HIMNI's webinar, and we will have a very astonished woman in nuclear from Egypt. But before that, I want to ask our leader, HIMNI's leader, to deliver his opening speech. So please, Pak Susilo, monggo.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Jenny Rina and Prof. Jarod, for my opportunity to deliver opening speak on this evening. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Good evening. Let us reciting Alhamdulillah, syukur Alhamdulillah to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. This evening we have opportunity to meet each other again for routine webinar, and thank you very much for Ms. Heba El Komey from Egypt, because you are ready to be a keynote speaker of this evening. Very welcome to our community in Indonesia. Hope that this is not on the first and not the end of our relationship, and then we can still collaborate in any other subject in future. Before we let you to speak, while we are waiting for a participant, normally it takes 5 or 10 minutes to be full participant. Now it's about 30 something, almost 40 participants, but no, should be normally 100 participants, more than 100 participants. So while we are waiting this, let me to deliver one or to a couple minutes for slide presentation. Could you, Prof. Jarod, help me to? Yeah, this is about. Let me speak in Indonesia. Udah tampil belum ya? Ya, terima. Oke. Ya, this is ini tentang simposium sains dan teknologi di tahun 25 yang akan diselenggarakan di tanggal 1 dan 2 Oktober yang akan datang. Next slide. Ini titipan dari panitia. Mohon Pak Jarod, next slide mungkin. Prinsipnya ada transisi yang dulunya itu Ikonsta itu adalah conference, ini menjadi simposium. Nah, apa bedanya antara Ikonsta yang conference dan menjadi simposium? Ya, kurang lebih simposium lebih santai. Kita mungkin internal tidak ada kata internasional dan pesannya memang kita harapkan dari kita saja. Next slide, please. Aduh, saya nggak bisa baca jelas, tapi ya di sini akan diselenggarakan pada tanggal 1 dan 2 Oktober. Tanggal 1 itu adalah sepenuhnya waktu untuk kunjungan ke fasilitas nuklir di lingkungan Puspitek Serpong. Kita tahu bahwa udah sekian lama masyarakat itu tidak ada kesempatan untuk kunjungan ke fasilitas nuklir, terutama reaktor siwa besi gitu. Padahal sebelum-sebelumnya jauh dulu itu setiap hari hampir tidak berhenti-hentinya kunjungan mahasiswa, pelajar, dan masyarakat umum ke 3 reaktor yang ada di Indonesia, yaitu di Bandung, di Jogja, dan di Serpong. Namun kesempatan ini alhamdulillah timbul kembali ketika tanggal 1 dan tanggal 1 Oktober mendatang, meskipun masih dibatasi. Kuotanya hanya sekitar 30 orang. Makanya siapa yang cepat, siapa yang dapat. Bagi bapak-bapak, ibu-ibu peserta webinar ini yang ingin bergabung untuk meninjau reaktor siwa besi, silahkan daftar secepatnya sebagai peserta simposium. Jadi ini adalah benefit bagi peserta simposium, yaitu diberi kesempatan untuk mendapatkan kunjungan ke reaktor Kartini. Next slide, please. Nah, kira-kira apa benefitnya kegiatan ini? Yaitu kegiatan simposium ini akan menjadi ajang kopi daratnya para perisit dan pemerhati nuklir sebagai platform mengupdate status riset dan inovasi nuklir dan para champion di bidangnya, menjalin dan memperkuat networking, kemudian sebagai etalase dan aktualisasi riset dan inovasi yang dilakukan, pengalaman kunjungan juga ya. Pengalaman kunjungan fasilitas nuklir sudah saya sebutkan, kemudian ada pameran teknologi nuklir terkait dengan reaktor 3 dimensi, simulator reaktor, dan beberapa pameran lain. Kami juga membuka, barangkali ada kawan-kawan perisit yang ingin memamerkan prototipnya dan sebagainya, kami juga welcome sebagai pemanasan sebelum pameran yang akan diselenggarakan BRIN bulan berikutnya. Kemudian kita juga masih tetap memberikan sertifikat kemudian buku pedoman simposium, dan bagi yang menulis paper secara full, bisa direkomendasikan untuk jurnal yang Sinta 2, yang bagi yang masih memerlukan jurnal Sikan 2, 2 jurnal paling tidak Tridasa Mega dan Urania siap menerima makalah-makalah dari Bapak Ibu sekalian gitu. Namun yang tidak punya makalah cukup bisa menyerahkan abstrak dan mungkin mempersiapkan poster untuk ini, 1 halaman poster cukup gitu. Saya kira itu saja yang bisa saya sampaikan terkait dengan simposium yang diselenggarakan 1-2 Oktober. Kontak person dan sebagainya untuk mendaftar dan sebagainya sudah ada di flyer, silahkan di-download. Nanti Bu Susiati akan sharing juga ini ke Bapak Ibu sekalian di chat, ruang chat ini. Itu saja Bu Geni yang bisa saya sampaikan, lebih dan kurangnya mohon maaf. Billahi taufik wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Terima kasih banyak Pak Susilo. Thank you so much to our leader, Pak Susilo, Professor Susilo Widodo, for your opening speech. And now we ask to all participants who will be or have a willingness to become a member of the HIMNI, please follow this following video. Pak Jarod, please help us. Thank you, Pak Jarod. So participants, you can see also in the chat that our secretary already upload the information about how to become a member of HIMNI. So we go to the real webinars. Yeah. Once again, I say the good afternoon to all of you, the participants HIMNI, our very distinguished guests, colleagues and friends in here. It is my great honor to welcome to you, all of you, to this HIMNI webinar, 25th HIMNI webinars, or 245, I think, HIMNI's webinar since we starting the webinars, where we continue our tradition of connecting minds, sharing expertise, and inspiring the next generation of nuclear professionals. Today, we are privileged to have with us Dr. Heba El Komey, a rising figure in the global nuclear community, whose journey from hidden talent to visible leader embodies determination, skill, and the power of collaboration, of course. With a strong background, her strong background in biochemistry, radiobiology, and radiochemistry, Dr. Heba has made notable contributions, not only in research, but also in building bridges between Africa and Asia for peaceful uses of nuclear technology. So her work spans healthcare, agriculture, environmental safety, and capacity building, of course, showing how science, when coupled with vision, can transform life. Her story, of course, will remind us that empowering women is very important one in nuclear. It's not only about equity, of course, but also about unlocking innovation and leadership to address the world's most pressing challenges. So let us open this session with open minds and inspired hearts, ready to learn from her experience, her vision, and her commitment to shaping a safer, more suitable nuclear future for all. So we are very pleased to Dr. Heba. So maybe up to 1 hour for your inspiring speech.
Hello, everyone. It's my pleasure to be with you today in this plenary session, and I'm very helpful to Dr. Jenny for inviting me and Henry for inviting me to be with you today to give you a short talent that a young lady started in the field of nuclear. Let's start our presentation. Kindly, can you share your screen, or you are going to let me share my screen?
Yeah, you can share by your own, I think. Yeah.
Did you see my screen now or not yet?
Not yet. Yeah, and then full screen, please.
Did you see it right now?
Yeah, okay, perfect.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. It's my pleasure to be with you here today. Today, we are going to talk about a future woman leader in the nuclear field, inshallah. This presentation is made by Heba El Komey. We are going today to focus on the future that is already unfolding here in Egypt. As you see, this is the table of our content. It will include introduction, education and background, journey to the nuclear field, technical expertise, current role, research achievement, global achievements, awards and recognition, and also why I'm here and what I am looking forward. Kindly, could you confirm if you are seeing my screen? Has it changed or not?
Yeah, still in introduction?
This is the screen appear to you is introduction, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's start. First, my name is Heba El Komey, holding a master degree in biochemistry. I'm currently preparing for my PhD, and I'm very passionate about nuclear science and radiation biology. First, I hold a baccalaureate degree in science from Ain Shams University in 2012. And then, after I have been graduated, I started to my field of scientific research, where I hold my master degree in biochemistry in 2021 under the themes of assessment of ionizing radiation induced by standard effect in stem cells of rats. My journey started first when I was during my university in the third grade of summer training. Here in Egypt, usually the students in the third grade and the fourth grade, the university offer them to have a training in governmental organization, and it was my chance to be selected to have a training at the National Center of Radiation Research and Technology at Egyptian Atomic Energy Authority, where I take my training in many different laboratories there. From this point, I started to admire the field of ionizing radiation technology. And then at grade 4, I used to prepare my project to be graduated in the field of radiation, and I was very passionate about this field. Then, after I have been graduated in 2012, I decided to have a master's degree in this field. But unfortunately, in our university at this time, there was no special department for radiation. It was under the title of radiochemistry. So I didn't give up hope. I start my field of research in 2014 at the biochemistry department, in order that I want to hold a master degree in the field of ionizing radiation technology. And also, it was one of my dreams to work at Egyptian Atomic Energy Authority and to be specialized. This is my dream. I put my dream in front of myself, and I started my step first by training in 2014 at the National Center for Radiation Research and Technology. This is the second training I take it at Egyptian Atomic Energy Authority after my training during university, where from this National Center of Radiation Research and Technology, I hold my master degree in 2021. So from 2014 to 2021, I had a large journey in Egyptian Atomic Energy Authority as a trainee, not as a worker, not as one who is being here because this is his work. No, it was a trainee. So this was a dream also to have a training there. And also during this time, starting from 2016, I had another chance to be radiochemist trainee at Center Laboratory for Environmental Monitoring Intercomparison Training at Egyptian Atomic Energy Authority Clermont Lab. So starting from 2014 to 2023, I had a chance that a lot of young ladies required it, to have a training at two important research centers at Egyptian Atomic Energy Authority. Although it wasn't my work, but really during these 7 years with the Egyptian Atomic Energy Authority, I had a large journey and a huge journey with them. I have been learning a lot of things from them. They make my first dream. Maybe I take it, but not totally, because my dream was to work, not to be a trainee for 7 years. First, at the beginning, when I go to the first day to be a trainee at National Research Center and Technology, and the first day to have my to start my master, it was a very difficult, and you can't imagine how it is a different day, because you need to treat with animals, and these animals you need also to take it and go to a center of radiation, and to put the animals in a lead shield, and only to expose its small left femur to radiation. So did you imagine how can I start? Did you imagine how I take time to make something like this? Yes, there are a lot of tools to help me, but this is a small animal. I didn't like rats at all, but the experimental animal usually rats or rabbits, so I had to work with rats. So the first time I take the rat, I can't imagine how the time passed. I can't take it. I asked someone to help me to take the rat and put it in the lid of shield, and put it inside the radiation source. So I don't know what to do. And then start my stopwatch. And after the time I have been selected during my research, I found myself that when I bring the rat outside the source, I found that the rat had been dead. So it was a huge disaster to me. The first time to me to work in the master, to face that my living organism has died. What can I do? I didn't fill up, but I feel sad for more than 2 weeks for these animals that has been dead, because I don't know why they have been dead. This is exposure to doses of radiation from cobalt source, and I am following the regulations of the ethics treatment with the animals. So why the animals dead? I keep sat for 2 weeks and I give up. I will not work with animals again. And then after 2 weeks, and then after my support of the professors, no, you can start again. But maybe the rats dead because there was no breathing to them inside the lid shield, because you only put outside the left femur of the animal and you keep all the animals in this lid shield. So what can I do? I keep searching and I keep seeking for something to allow breathing of air to come to this small animal. Although I hate him, but I can't let him die because I'm going to work with about 100 rats in this experiment. So what shall I do? So someone advised me, what about giving anesthesia to this rat during exposure, so that during the time of exposure, this anesthesia will let him not dead, and after that he will overcome from the anesthesia after the time you have been selected. And finally, this experiment has been done, and the 100 rats become alive, and no one of them died before starting experiment. All of them died at the end of experiment, because I need to take their tissue, I need to work with their stem cells, I need to work with their bone marrow, I need to work with their muscles. So, but at the beginning they didn't did, and was something let me go on. So I put my first step. I faced some challenges, and then I accrue these challenges, and then complete my master degree. And at 2016, someone in the Egyptian Atomic Energy Authority told me, what about, beside your research in the National Central Laboratory, to become a trainee, official trainee with us at Climate Lab, where they deal with environmental samples. Like they are going to, as I am biochemistry, so I am going to field with biology and chemistry. So in Climate, the Central Laboratory for Environmental Monitoring, they only work with the environmental sample, and they use the destructive and non-destructive analysis. So as I am a chemist, so they put me in the session of radiochemistry, where we collected environmental samples from different regions by ourselves and make a destructive analysis to these environmental samples in order to measure the uranium series, thorium series, and potassium in this environmental sample. So do you imagine that I am starting from 2016 until 2021, I had 2 tasks. The first one is to do my master degree and to complete treating with animals, and putting the schedule to finish my master, and also to have more than one scientific research have been published. One have been published in the journal of my university, and Shams University, Faculty of Science, Applied Science, and the other have been published international in certain journal. Besides that, I like this field, which is the technical field, that I go with myself to the environment and I collect the samples by myself, either soil or water sample. And there are specific techniques for this, for collecting of these samples. For example, when I go for the first time to Climate Lab, they asked me that I will keep only learning from them. I shouldn't touch anything. I shouldn't work with anything. They will keep me learning for 1 year how to treat with the environmental sample, how to collect environmental sample, how to deal with the sample in order to make a radiochemical separation for a water sample or soil sample or plant sample, in order to get the activity of uranium 238, 234, 235, intercomparison with each tracer 232 in order to give permissions. This sample is it's okay. It has no dangerous. There is its activity is in with the normal range, so you can proceed with this environmental sample. Starting from 2016 to 2017, my job was to have a copybook and lessons for the lessons that professors they gave me at Claremont. I don't do anything except having a copybook every day, having more than one lecture for 1 year. Beside that, I was organizing my time in order that if I go to the Egyptian Atomic Energy Authority at 9 a.m., at 3 p.m. I should leave it. In this time, I should have half of the time to finalize my master degree and half of the time to have lectures in this lab. So this is why they give me the lectures for 1 year, because every day I need to work in the lab of research to complete my master, and in another lab to learn. And then at 2017, I started to work with myself. I had to make a radiochemical separation techniques from A to Z, and also natural radioactivity analysis environmental sample, and also go to the field by myself to collect these samples in order to start measurement. And I had a chance to have a training for alpha spectroscopy for isotope analysis. This was a great chance that someone come to your lab and informed you that he is going to give you a certificate that you can treat with alpha spectroscopy for isotope analysis for a training for 3 weeks. So from the first time I accepted. I didn't say no, how, no, I accepted to have this training. And because it was one of my dreams to deal with an instrument, besides I go to the field and collect environmental sample and then return back to my lab. And in my lab, I used to treat with a lot of chemicals. I used to see which radioisotope I need to seek for. I'm going to seek for uranium, or I'm going to seek for radium, or I'm going to seek for thorium. Okay, if you are going to seek for uranium, so there are more than 10 steps to prepare for seeking uranium, and there are more than 10 laboratory agents you had to prepare it by yourself before starting work. At this time, someone gave me an advice: to start a work, you have to make a well-organized plan. And during this plan, you can't give up. If you fail, you should come up again. Even the plan will have some deviations, but you should follow up. And this sentence, I put it in my mind. And every time I wanted to start a new experiment in the Claremont, because today we have 3 environmental samples. After 3 weeks, I will finalize them and then have another number of environmental samples, and it take its time to treat with, and then have another sample. Every time we are going to have some environmental samples, and this environmental sample has been distributed among the team of Claremont, and they let me to be one of their team, although I am trainee, but I started to be one of their members since 2017. And I put in my mind that every time I will start experiment, I should prepare very well to it. Finally, I hold my master degree in 2021 and have a rest. And this is 2021, if you are going to remember, it was the period of Corona. So I was facing a lot of issues because I can't finalize my document. I keep finalizing the document for master degree for 1 year, finalizing routine documents only. And then I complete training in Claremont until 2023. But unfortunately, the dream has gone off because I didn't have until now an exact work to have an income from it. I was very passionate about nuclear field, so I didn't seek for having an income. I keep only I'm seeking for research, for a new field, for go for certain place, to return back, to have a certain journey in another country, to have a chance in training, but I need to have myself. So at 2023, I don't leave the Egyptian Atomic Energy Authority, but I started to preparing the document to have a PhD in Egyptian Atomic Energy Authority and to have my own work outside Egyptian Atomic Energy Authority. And then I become an international coordinator for CMR Egypt. CMR Egypt is a capital modern research company. She has an experience for more than 20 years in the field of nuclear energy, either nuclear medicine or nuclear industry. They are dealing with importing and exporting the radioactive isotopes, iodine-131, molybdenum-99, technetium generator, from the Egyptian reactor, Egyptian research reactor that is held in Anshas, to different countries among the world like Brazil, China, Bangladesh, India, and other countries. So my new field is that I'm going to work as an international coordinator between countries, but I will not leave my PhD in Egyptian Atomic Energy Authority, and also I will keep in the field of nuclear research, and also I will start dealing with the Egyptian research reactor in Anshas in order to ask them for the demands of the other countries, such as when I received a demand from Bangladesh. Dear Dr. Heba, we are going to deal with you for 1 year for providing us with the iodine-131 of certain number of cores at calibration day. So I start working with the Egyptian reactor, research reactor 2 in Anshas, so that I'm not coming away from the field of nuclear, but I keep in the field of nuclear. And also CMR deals with establishing hot labs in different countries, and dealing with quality control labs also we can establish, and we have a great expertise here in order to treat young generation. How can they work in the field of nuclear medicine, how they can treat with iodine-131 with the patients, how they can treat with lutetium-177 with patients. So I keep in the field, but maybe I make a shift, not working inside the lab, but working with different countries and different cultures. During this journey, starting from 2014 until now, I had the chances to be engaged to different NGO. Each NGO has certain story to be engaged with. Finally, I am now a co-leader for capacity building and advocacy at Nuclear Aware Africa NGO, and I am active member of Women in Nuclear Africa and active member of Women in Nuclear for Peace, and also a member of the community of African Young Generation in Nuclear NGO, and the leader team for COP30 African Young Generation this year. And also I was representing Africa for 2 years as a leader of Africa representing Women in Nuclear for Young Generation. And also I am a treasurer for ANSO. All of these NGO, each one has a certain date, and alhamdulillah, I keep with them until today. I hope I can add more NGO, but not lose anyone. My research achievement, beside my master degree and beside my work at Climate as a trainee, and also beside my work now as international coordinator, I had the pleasure to publish and research in International Journal of Nuclear Research Security under the title Empowering Voices, the Unsung Role of Women in Establishing and Sustaining the Plenama Treaty for an African Nuclear Weapon Free Zone. It has been an incredible journey of research and hard work, and I'm honored to contribute to this field. This research, it started by luck. I was having a meeting with the NGO Women in Nuclear, because each NGO usually have one meeting per month. And the leader of Women in Nuclear Young Generation in the meeting informed us, hello girls, how are you? Most of the participants in Women in Nuclear Young Generation are ladies, and there are some gentlemen. This NGO, Women in Nuclear, has many chapters. Among the content, there is Women in Nuclear for Europe, there is Women in Nuclear for Africa, there is Women in Nuclear for America, and under each chapter, for example, Women in Nuclear for Africa, we have more than 20 chapters, including the countries. We have Women in Nuclear in Egypt, Women in Nuclear Tanzania, Women in Nuclear Burkina Faso, Women in Nuclear Tunisia, Women in Nuclear Nigeria, and so on. And also, besides this chapter, we have a chapter for young generation. So I am a member in here and here. When we have visit meetings, she announced that, hello girls, we are seeking that we are going to have a team from yours, especially from Africa, to work and to have a paper that will be published in the International Journal of Nuclear Security, and you have the opinion to volunteer for working for this paper. So when I listened to this announcement, I just, hello leader, how are you? Kindly, can I be one of the volunteers who are going to work for this paper? I'm very interested in the field of research, as I'm holding my master and I'm going to start my PhD. And also I am a member of Africa, so you are asking for member of Africa. And also this leader has received a lot of messages. And after 1 week, finally I found she has announced, dear Mrs. Heba, we are going to be the leader of this research, and you are going to have a team of 7 from Africa, and you are going to have a meetings with each other until you finalize this paper. You can't imagine how happiness I was feeling. How I wanted to go to the leader, to her country, she stays in France, to say to her, thank you for giving me the chance. Really, this paper came to me at the time that was I giving up, because I was about to leave Egyptian Atomic Energy Authority, and I wasn't taking the decision to complete my PhD yet at this time. But by this call and by this message, I start preparing the document for my PhD and also start work for this paper. We have submitted our abstract during Ramadan in 2022 or 2023. And then we have taken the acceptance of this abstract after 3 months. And then they asked us to finalize the paper and to send it to them by 2024. And finally, we did it. We finalized the paper, whole paper, with my team. We were having a lot of meetings together. We keep sessions, all of us together. You know that you are going to have a document and you have 7 members. Each member live in certain country, different than you. There are different cultures, different hygiene, different language, and also different time zone here in Africa. So every time we need to schedule a meeting, we used to face these 4 issues until we put the plan and put our abstract, and then we start again to face the same issue to finalize the paper. Do you imagine how hard that every part we wrote in the paper, all of us should read it all together at the same time and start working on it online. All of us should work online together at the same time from 7 different countries. I don't think you know how it is difficult. You are 7 countries and you should work all together in one paper at the same time. for 1 year, approximately 1 year. It may be 10 months, but approximately 1 year, starting from submitting the abstract until receiving the acceptance of the whole paper. It was a great journey for me in this research field. I used to learn a lot from these different cultures and different hygiene among different countries of Africa. Although they are African, but they have different cultures, different from Egypt itself. And finally, when we take the acceptance, we start celebrating together. And then, after celebrating, we met one time at one of the events. And you don't imagine how much hugs we give it to all of us. Second, after I have this permission and I'm taking the acceptance and publishing my paper, I found that there is a conference, WIN 31 WIN Global Annual Conference, including also 35 Senate Annual Congress and the first WIN ARC Regional Proceeding. They asked us, they put an announcement on all NGO of WIN that there is a woman nuclear global conference, and we need participants from different countries. And if you are interested to have a paper published, so you can go on. So we come to our NGO, WIN Young Generation, and then I found the leader. Hello team, how are you? We can have more than one paper in this conference. We can support you by creating a team for you. So if you need or if you are interested, just text us. I texted the leader again. I wanted to participate in one of the paper, and I don't need to be the leader of this paper because I was leading another paper, but it will be my pleasure to be. And then finally I found she had put me a member with the other 4 ladies, and we start working in this paper, Advocacy Driving Women Impact in Non-Proliferation. Working on this paper in a very short of time, it was a theoretical paper. It doesn't have any experiment. It was just a theoretical paper, but you keep researching for more than 3 months. It takes a long time to research, especially if you are searching for something theoretical. And also during the research, you can go through Google, please give me some notes about advocacy. No, you should search for a paper that has been published in an international journal. A paper is a scopus. A paper has a degree, a ranked degree among other papers. A paper that is under IAA, for example, or under WINS, World Atomic Associations, not Wikipedia, not ChatGPT, not Google's information from Google. So this is taken effort. But when I started the second paper, I put one of my friends give me this theme. You don't need to work harder. You need to get harder to ignore. After I have been finalized this paper, and this paper has published at this conference, I found that there is announcing on social media that the PREX Energy Outlook 2024 is going to open. So anyone need to apply, and he put some conditions. I read these conditions and I found, why not? This is a research, I will learn it from them, and it is going to be online. And when I started PREX, I was at CMR Egypt. I used to work at the morning at CMR Egypt, and also to have online lectures with PREX for 7 months in order to have the chapter called Nuclear Energy and Technologies in Outlook 2024 PREX. During these 6 months, we have a lot of lectures. We prepared for this chapter a lot. We keep searching and give it the paper to them, and then they keep revising each word you had written. and make paraphrasing to it and see which references you get your knowledge and keep revising for 6 months. I used to work with a team from different countries, a total number of 20. Each one of us has certain point had to work it, and also this point should complete the previous point to me and the point after me. So you imagine how hard each one of us take point, and also we wanted to make the connection between the 20 points we put in this chapter. You imagine how hard you keep searching, how hard you keep learning and attending a lot of lectures, although there is a different time zone, because you are not only from African countries, but in BRICS, you have more than 7 different countries. So during these 6 months, I had to work with CMR as an international coordinator. I had to participate in different lectures at BRICS, and I had to work in the chapter of nuclear energy with my team. So this theme, you don't need to work harder, you need to get harder to ignore, was an important theme in my life. Finally, I had now 3 papers have been published international, and 1 paper has been published in my country. Besides my support in some of the papers, but I'm not the main author. I was supporting in certain point, and I'm not being a co-author. I was supporter, so my name was put in the acknowledgement part. Now you're turning to another point, which is global achievements. I will start with you how my journey in the nuclear world, not in the nuclear in Egypt. Because here in Egypt, the chances for young lady to be in the nuclear field is very hard. Do you imagine that here in Egypt we have 5 main organizations related to nuclear energy. One of them, which is Dabaa, NBB, nuclear power plant. The second is the Egyptian Atomic Energy Authority. The third is our regulatory body, ENRA. And the second is NPPA. So you imagine you wanted to have a chance in one of these 5 governmental organizations. And unfortunately, I failed to have a chance inside them, with them. So shall I stop? No. I started training at Egyptian Atomic Energy Authority for 7 years and then go to CMR for 2 years. And during these years in the field of nuclear, the first chance I had ever that attending regional Afra workshop in July 22. And if you are going to see this diagram, you are going to find that I have participated in more than 5 international events starting from 2022 until today. And I hope that more and more I will participate in a lot of events and be a panelist in one of them and take part. Because when I start my journey for attending Afra workshop, my theme was science give us tools, but collaborations give us reach. This is what my theme when I start my journey in the nuclear world, not only in the Egypt. My first trip and my first journey was to Kenya in 26 to 28 July 2022. You imagine, there are only 4 days. I participated only 4 days. I had the chance to attend regional Afra workshop for future women leaders in nuclear. This workshop comes to me directly after I have finalized all the documents of my master and I hold my certificate of my master. Then I found that Afra has published an announcement on IAA platform that there is a certain workshop for future women leaders in nuclear. And if you wanted to apply, apply. I have seen the conditions and I found most of the condition is suitable to me. So I told myself, why not? Why I didn't apply? It is a chance. If they take me, it will be okay. If not, it's okay. And I have applied and submit my applications. And after 1 month, I found them. Congratulations, Mrs. Heba, you have been selected from Egypt to attend this workshop. You can't imagine how happiness I feel. You can't imagine how was my passionate about nuclear. And it was my first time to go away from Egypt. From my press until 2022, I didn't go outside Egypt. All my traveling was inside Egypt. So this is my first time. And also, my first journey, I will be alone. No one will be with me. No one of my colleagues, no one of my family. I should travel alone. So was my first step to how to travel alone. As a lady, I was in short age, so I don't know what shall I do. The first step to the airport, I put, this is the dream, and I should reach it. I should travel to Kenya. And also, from my bad chance, but not bad, that traveling from Egypt to Kenya will be in 48 hours. So you are going to have a transit in certain country and then another countries, then you are going to reach to Kenya. So do you imagine? And then after reaching to Kenya, you are going to have an internal flight to reach to Mombasa. So 48 hours of traveling, and it is the first time to me and the first journey in the nuclear, and also alone, without any support, without any of my colleagues with me. I don't know anyone. And I don't know who will be with me in this regional workshop. So did you imagine all of these challenges I faced in my first trip? But finally, I reached Kenya and attend this workshop, and we have participated for full knowledge in these 4 days. And then I returned back to my country, Egypt, in 29th of July. After that, after returning back from Kenya, I found that Egypt is going to prepare for COP27. And it is going to be held in Sharm el-Sheikh, but I'm held in Cairo, not Sharm el-Sheikh. So I need to participate in COP just for information, just to know what they are going to do in COP. I don't know what they are making, what they are doing. So I asked my professor, Dr. Suhair, how can I participate in COP? How can I be member with them? She informed me we can ask some NGOs that they are going to participate in COP and apply our applications to them. And thanks God, when I apply my applications, the International Youth Nuclear Congress has accepted my application to be one of the delivery team with them for 14 days, the 14 days of the COP at Sharm el-Sheikh. During these 14 days, I see another world during the COP. You imagine that you're going to certain booth. This booth is focusing on solar energy, and you go to another booth. This booth focusing on wind energy, and you stand with someone who keep fighting you because you are focusing on nuclear energy. Everyone I talk to him during COP27, especially for 7 days, the first thing they come to their mind what happened in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and they are focusing that nuclear energy is a disaster, nuclear energy is a ghost. Why you are supporting nuclear energy? Why you are focusing on nuclear energy? Why you are wearing the t-shirt of Atom for Climate? They keep shouting at you, they keep fighting you for 7 days. You imagine everyone you meet it at COP, you didn't imagine how COP is. There are a large number of participants at COP. There are more than 10,000. So you imagine when you walk to someone, he see you are wearing a t-shirt called Nuklir, he keep fighting to you. And then the second week, I start talking to them. No, nuclear. At the nuclear, you see that nuclear is a disaster. No, nuclear help you to treat diseases. Nuclear has peaceful applications. Nuclear is used to treat one of your family. If you are going to see any family, you are going to find that someone has cancer and is already treated with nuclear energy. You are going to see that net zero for climates need energy. And need nuclear energy. So my theme during the 14 days was net zero needs nuclear. And alhamdulillah, during my second week, I have the chance that I let most of the applicants and most of the colleagues that they were found with us at COP, and they are not related to the field of nuclear. I tell them how useful is nuclear, how it is important to treat with nuclear energy, how it's important in your country to have a nuclear power plant. I found a lot of people have the chance to hear to my words, and they accepted the idea. And until now, we are contacting together. Sometimes for business, sometimes for having a research together, sometimes for talking about nuclear. You imagine, you in COP, you are going to have more than 50 different countries, and during COP, you have to treat with different countries, and you come out from COP having different friends, different colleagues, and you keep touching until now, since COP 27 until now. And the last day of COP, I found that a certain invitation came to me. Dear Mrs. Heba El Komey, we want you to be a panelist at the Atoms for Climate Pavilion under IAA Pavilion. So how? Do you want me to be a panelist? I didn't prepare myself. I'm one of the delivery team. I just keeping to the colleagues in the booth. How do you want me to be one of the panelists and also be panelist online? No. I'm afraid. I didn't make like this before. They sent me another. No, Mrs. Heba, you will be with us. Prepare yourself. Do you imagine I have only 24 hours to prepare myself to be panelist at Atom for Climate Pavilion under IAA Pavilion in front of audience from different countries, not only Africa. And also this session has been published online on IAA platform. So do you imagine how a chance I had? And alhamdulillah, I found myself, I do great. And it was my first time to me to give a session online in front of audience. And starting from this session, I faces a lot. Sometimes I was missing some words. I didn't talk right. Sometimes there are different kind of words. I can't express it in English or in another language. So I faced a lot of challenges in my first session. But by the time I started to treat myself and I started to work hard on myself to be self-independent when I was going to have a session online. Then, after COP27, I found that IAA has published on its platform for an event called Atom for Climate event. This event is held biannually every 2 years. And I think, why I didn't apply? I need to travel to Vienna. I need to see Vienna. I need to go to IAA. Starting from 2014 until 2022, I keep working under the regulations of IAA, but I didn't go to IAA. Every one of my friends has a chance to go IAA. Why not? So I applied, and unfortunately, they informed me, sorry, Mrs. Heba, we can support you to have your visa, but we didn't have fund for your travel and accommodation. You can't imagine how sadness I feel. Why I didn't have fund. What can I do to have fun? And then I put my mind, I should go to this event and start to work hard, to work in different fields in order to make my budget in order to travel to Vienna. And I do it. And it was a huge challenge for me that you need to support from your own pocket money. Although at this time you are not a worker, you are just a volunteer in different labs, but you need to support of your own pocket money in order to travel to Vienna. And you can't imagine how much I feel when I put my first step inside IAE. I take a lot of pictures, but I wanted to publish it on this presentation, but I didn't found them because they was present in another laptop. Then I go to this event. During this event, I met a lot of NGO. The first NGO that I wasn't member of them with them, but I need to be member of them was Women in Nuclear Young Generation. So I met the leader, Larissa, and asked her, and we keep talking, and then she asked me, Heba, why you are not member of us? I told her, no one informed me about the application of Women in Nuclear Young Generation. She asked me, are you a member of Women in Nuclear and certain content? I told her, yes, I am a member of Women in Nuclear for Africa and Women in Nuclear for Egypt. That's great. She sent me at the same time, at the third day in Vienna, she sent me a text message, Heba, this is application form for Women in Nuclear Young Generation. Please fill it and submit, and we will respond to you. I fill it and submit. And at the fourth day, I found a message coming to me, congratulations, Heba, you are a member with Women in Nuclear Young Generation, and we are glad to have you with us. And then, during the fifth day, I found the leader, the president, Larissa, for Women in Nuclear Young Generation, has asking me to come with her for a dinner. And I go. Starting from this point, she started to know who is Heba El Komey. She started to know how many research I have done during my master. She started to know my journey in EA, Egyptian Atomic Energy Authority, from 2014 until 2022. And she was passionate about my journey and how I go to the field and how I turn back and how I start working. And then she let me representative for Africa for Women in Nuclear Young Generations for 2 years. And after she gave me this chance during the fifth day at the meeting of at Vienna, she gave me the chance for the published paper that I have talked to you before in previous slides. And then after returning back from Vienna, I had a chance that I will be one of the organizing member, and I will be a panelist also for the huge event 30 Women in Global Annual Conference, Women for Sustainable Development of Nuclear and Radiation Application, jointly with the first annual meeting for WIN Africa. And this meeting is going to be held in Aswan in November 2023. To be selected from Egypt to prepare and to organize such a huge conference, it was a chance for me. I keep working with my as an assistant to Professor Dr. Suhair Koura for about 6 months. In your information, Professor Suhair Koura, she is my professor in master degree for 7 years. She is my professor in PhD. She is the president of Women in Nuclear for Africa, and I'm supporting her. And then, from the dream to organize this conference, starting working from January 2023, we found this dream on the floor. I become a panelist at one of the sessions focusing on the role of the woman in nuclear applications. And also was the last day. You will find that WIN global annual conferences, including different ladies from different countries, not only from Africa, from everywhere. And during this last day, you will see this is the president, Dominique, the president of WIN Global. She talked to me at the end and told me, Heba, you are going to be in one day president of WIN. I put these words in my mind, and until now, I didn't miss it. And I hope one time I'll be a leader. Then, from COP27 to Atom for Climate Conference, then for 30 Women in the Nuclear Global Conference, returning back, I found that I can submit for COP28 as an observer and one of the delivery team for African Young Generation in Nuclear at United Arab Emirates at 2023. It was a great chance that I came back from Aswan after working for 6 months to prepare such an annual conference, important annual conference, and I found my application at COP has been accepted and giving me the badge and the visa in 1 week only, and they informed me, Heba, come to COP28. You will find that I'm being observer and one of delivery team. Do you imagine that working with African Young Generation in Nuclear for 6 months to prepare for the team that is going to go to COP28? Usually, the delivery team and the team who prepare for this event travel with the applicant. You treat to them and you select them, but not all the time. Especially if you are working with non-profit organization like African Young Generation in Nuclear or Women in Nuclear. Usually you can't find the fund. When you found fund, you will not find a total fund. So I put in my mind that I will work with the delivery team of African Young Generation, and I will organize this event. I'm in Egypt, and I will organize it for 6 months with the team. This is the team of the delivery team of African Young Generation in 2023, and this is what the leader. I used to support the leader. We used to select the audience, and then we give them lectures how they are going to deal with COP, what they should do. Do you remember when I was in COP27? What I have learned from COP27, I give it as a lectures to the applicant who are going to go COP28 as one of the delivery team. And alhamdulillah, most of the applicants follow our regulations and our rules, and alhamdulillah, I had a chance to be with this team. And I had the second chance to meet Rafael Grossi, the general manager of International Atomic Energy, and to have the second photo with him. When you return back to a previous slide at COP27, I was having the first photo with Rafael Grossi at COP27, and I had the second photo at COP28. And then I returned back from COP, and I was applying for course of radiochemistry. As I informed you before, when I go to Clarbet, they put me in the lab of radiochemistry, where they start to treat with environmental samples in a radiochemical separation to seek for uranium and thorium and radium. There was an announcement on one of the NGOs that the International Winter School of Radiochemistry is going to be held in December 2023, Moscow, Russia. This announcement was put on June 2023. So when I see this announcement, I say, why not? I can apply. Also, at this time, in October 2023, November 2023, December 2023, I was facing a lot of challenges in Egyptian Atomic Energy Authority. So when this came, she helped me not to stop down. When I was announcement that I have been selected to have this winter school for 2 or 3 weeks at Russia, and to go to the university as a student to enter this winter school. This helped me to cure, to overcome, because of the challenges and a lot of issues that I faces during October, November, and December 2023 at Egyptian Atomic Energy Authority. So when these issues happened to me at Egyptian Atomic Energy Authority in 2023, October 2023, I put this theme in front of my head: track your wins in a real time. Everything in your life is going to come to you in the time that it should be. Now, I am having an issue that at one time I will leave Egyptian Atomic Energy Authority because I can't be a trainee for 7 years and so on. I can't complete my life as a trainee. I need to be a worker. So when this comes to me, I leave and travel to Russia. You can't imagine how is beautiful country, Moscow, Russia. How they deal with us, how it is a well-organized school. You return back to be student. You are not now the lady that is holding a master degree, the lady that is give certain sessions as a panelist in different international conference, the lady that has more than 3 scientific researches published in international journal. You return back to be student. Also, you are in a weather of minus 25, and this is, I didn't see it at all in Egypt. Was my first challenges in Russia, that I'm in Egypt, I come from normal temperature, and when I arrived Russia, when I go outside the airport, I found the temperature become minus 20. You can't imagine how difficulties I faces, how can I'm going to treat. And Alhamdulillah, I was with my professor Sohair Kora in this school. So each one of us support each other. She's my professor. She's my second mother. In every step of my life, you will find it standing beside me. And then during the school, they asked me to come to give a small presentation about my field of the work, and I started to give this presentation. And Alhamdulillah, finally, I hold the certificate from the International Winter School of Radiochemistry that I have participated in these schools, and I may take the exam, and my exam has the highest grade, so they gave me the certificate. Then, now, returning back from Moscow, I leave Egyptian Atomic Energy Authority, but not a total leave, because my PhD is there, and start as an international coordinator for CMR. And also, besides that, I found that Openisk Summer School has put an announcement on its platform that there is a chance to attend a school in 2024. I have submit my applications and leave it. I submit the application and leave it. You should, any chance you will find it, you are going to learn from them, or you are going to participate as a listener, or you are going to be one of the members. You should apply, you should submit your application and leave it. You don't know what Allah arranges to you. You will find that one of the applications will be accepted. I submit for this school 4 or 3 months, and I leave it, and I even didn't check their website to see if they have selected the applicant or not. And I found that they are sending to me, "Dear Mrs. Heba El Komey, congratulations, you have been selected to attend the Openisk Summer Tech Female School in Openisk 2024. In addition that, you will attend the 80th anniversary of Openisk, the first nuclear power plant they were celebrating for passing about 80 years. And also you are going to attend the International Nuclear Congress at the same time." So I submit applications for one event, and I found I'm going to attend the 3 events at the same time. Did you imagine how hard I work? Did you imagine how hard enduring this 2 weeks how hard you work. You have to attend the school and to learn from them and to work hard for them and to listen to more than one of expertise. Also, you are going to attend the celebrations for passing 80 years for Opiniski, the first nuclear power plant, and also you will attend inside this rush week, you are going to attend also the International Yacht Forum. So it was a great chance for me. Also, during the school, they allow us to teach, they give us something and they learn us how to treat with people. They give us a chance to go to the Aponisk and to take a photo there for the first nuclear power plant. And also I had a chance to meet the assistants of Rafael Grossi. Rafael Grossi doesn't attend by himself, but I had a chance to meet him. And finally, at the end, I hold the certificates of attending this female summer school in Opiniski 2024.
Oh,
Then,
Heba, sorry. Sorry, forgive me. Could you accelerate your story? Because we are having a limited until maybe 5:30. And then we are going to enter the question and answer because I see that there is a question in the chat in here.
okay.
Yeah.
If you remember that I have applied to PREX, I keep 7 months learning from them, and I had a chance from the team of the PREX. They make an outlook including about 7 chapters. I was one of the team in one of the chapter, and this chapter was under the title of Nuclear and Technology. PREX doesn't only deal with energy, nuclear energy, but deals with different number of energy. I have applied to be a member and research and the analyst for PREX in the nuclear field only, because this is my field of study. And I have been selected that after we have finalized the outlook, they make, there was the Russian Energy Week 2024, and also this outlook will be announcement at the Russian Energy Week. And I found that from the team of the nuclear experts of nuclear energy and technology, I have been selected to travel from Egypt to Russia to represent my team beside the leader and the chief secretary of our group. And it was a great chance for me to, during this time, to have 2 important events, Russian Energy Week and the BRICS Summit Energy Outlook 2024. And it was a great chance to me as a leader to be one of them. And then, returning back from Russia, I returned to my work, and I found that I've been selected as a technical track manager for track number 10 at the International Yacht Nuclear Congress 2024. This event holds biannually every 2 years in certain countries that are related to the International Nuclear Congress, and at this time it was held in United Arab Emirates. And during this, I was serving as a technical track for 2 months, reading papers, making some comments, returning to the authors, and I learned a lot. I have read a lot of papers from different countries, not only from Africa, and how they work in the field of nuclear. And also I served as an assistant in managing the workshop number 4. We keep working for this workshop for 3 months together online. Then finally at IYNC, I have been selected to already not only to work online as a technical track and as an assistant, but also to attend IYNC 2024 at United Arab Emirates. Finally, during Opinisk 2024, I know some of the colleagues and we start contacting together. So one of the colleagues, Nasiba, has published on our group, hello guys, there is going to be an important conference called International Conference Perspective of Using Nuclear Energy for Peaceful Purposes in the Sustainable Development of Organization of Islamic Cooperation Member States at Uzbekistan. Who wanted to participate as a speaker? I said to her, shall I come? Because we are a member at Opinisk, we were 50 ladies from different countries among the world. she published it in the WhatsApp group of the 50 ladies. I asked her, can I participate? And I leave the message. After 3 or 5 days, she informed me, yes, Heba, for sure, you can be. Please send us your applications and also inform us what the title of your presentation, and we will respond to you by yes or no, and we will respond to you by funding you or no. And finally, they responded to me by yes, and has responded to me that they are going to fund me to travel to Uzbekistan. And I met Rafael Grossi for the third time, and he told me, you are going to prepare a catalog and album for our photos together. And I informed him, yes, I will do. And then returning back to Uzbekistan and returning to my research of PhD and returning to my work, I found that there is the International Youth Forum for Sustainable Nuclear Technology is going to held in Egypt, in Alexandria. And this was an announcement, but they didn't ask applications. They didn't ask to fill for any form. But I found that in the BRICS group that I was with them, in the nuclear, how are you? You have been selected to be the moderator of the plenary session, the first plenary session with Mrs. Titiana and Mrs. Titiana from Rosatom and Mr. Mikhail from IAA and Dr. Muhammad Ebidawi, the president of MBBA. So you are going to be the moderator during this plenary session, and you have been selected, and we are preparing your document to travel to Alex. Do you imagine you are sitting in with work and you're having a lot of tasks, and someone contact you by phone and told you if all of these details? You will not accept it because no, you are talking to me on phone. I found they sent me some official email, and also they gave me the access to travel to Dabaa. Egypt stands at the threshold of historic achievement. In just a few years, the country's first nuclear power plant, Dabaa, will become a reality. But it is not going to be just a new energy source. It will represent thousands of jobs, investment in science, in new opportunities for young professionals, and the potential of nuclear technology will extend far beyond energy, and it's going to be a revolution in different fields like medicine, space exploration, and environmental protection transportation. So Dabaa MBVA will not be only a nuclear power plant, but will be a chance for active engagement of young professionals. And I hope I will be member with them, but I will wait for such a chance. And then I travel to Alex and moderate this session, and you can find it online. And then I'm waiting to travel to a lot of conferences again, but this was my last conference I have attended, but not the least, inshallah. And during my journey in Egypt, in Egyptian Atomic Energy Authority, I had worked for some, besides the scientific field, I work as a volunteer in others, like that I have been award from the Egyptian Atomic Energy Staff Members Club for my efforts in COVID-19 immunization. During the COVID period, I have been selected as a volunteer to help all the workers in the Egyptian Atomic Energy Authority to have their first, second, third doses with organizing with the Ministry of Health. And I keep working in this during the whole period of Corona, so you can't imagine how hard. Who was working in this? Me and Professor Suhair, for working for 6 months with all of the workers, talking to them, taking care of them, giving them the first dose, the second dose, the third dose, following up with them. This is not my job, but it was a volunteering, and I was very passionate about what I have done, and I am proud that I can help and support them. And also the Egyptian Society for Nuclear Science awards me for my effort during COVID-19 immunizations. And also, during my journey, beside the research and beside working as a technical expertise at Claremont and beside finalizing my master degree, I was awarded that I have been done a lot of efforts during 4 annually campaigns for early detection of breast cancer and 2 campaigns for early detection of osteoporosis. This campaign was come that we need to adjust with the Ministry of Health that our team in Egyptian Atomic Energy Authority, this is a huge team. They need to have a campaign every year for the early detection of breast cancer, which is very important. And each campaign lasts for 3 months. So I worked in my lab and also support the females. We bring this van which holds the mammogram, and I keep with every lady go to check about herself and to support her in order not to be afraid if she is going to have a breast cancer. Each campaign, the 4 campaign, each campaign lasts for 3 months. This was a volunteering beside my work. And in 2022 also I was shortlisted in Win Global Nuclear Future Awards winners newsletter, and it was a great chance for me. I was number 3 all over the Win Global Nuclear Future Award. Why am I here? Because I need to focus on the importance of collaboration between Africa and Asia in the field of nuclear energy, especially in technology transfer and capacity building, especially in peaceful uses of nuclear technology such as healthcare, agriculture, water and food safety. And in joint research and innovation, you will promote safe and responsible nuclear development by researching with different countries and making a contribution between different 2 countries from Africa and Asia. And also, in my point of view, the importance of collaboration between Africa and Asia in the field of nuclear energy can scale up the peaceful nuclear applications that directly benefit public health and food security across continent. I'm looking ahead for pursuing my PhD in radiobiology and radiochemistry, contributing to more international events and conferences, and to take the chance to spread my knowledge in the nuclear field, either as a research or either as an international coordinator, and also to promote women in nuclear field, because my theme, every step we take today, light the path for those who will follow me. Why I am looking ahead for promoting women in nuclear field? Because we hope that every young woman and every young gentleman, regardless the background or location, will have equal access to quality STEM education. Young women should lead and vote, not just to participate in events. Young women will play a critical role in solving the global challenges from climate change and the clean energy to public health and the space exploration. As my theme, every step we take it today will help who will follow us. At the end, I need to thank my colleagues at Claremont. We keep together for 7 years and keep on until now. And this is my professor at Claremont for 7 years. And this is my professor Suhair. She is a friend for the professor of Claremont. And she is my professor in master degree. My theme, hard work alone. If hard work alone were enough, you would already be in the corner of office. You shouldn't work by only yourself. You should work in a team. And you imagine this is my team for 7 years. You imagine how hard we face this all together, how we create this small family together. And also at the end, but not the least, thank you to Professor Suhair Koura, which is my professor of master and PhD, and my leader and the support for any event, and Professor to Dr. Amr Mabrouk, who is the general manager of CMR Egypt, to appreciate their guidance and mentorship, and for our unwavering support they give it to me, and which I will never forget. I truly appreciate their time they spent helping me in many of my occasions. Thank you. We encourage every one of you, if you wanted to reach with me with any question, this is my contact information on my social media, and please keep in your mind every step we take it today, light the paths who will follow you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Heba. Very, very inspiring story, I think. I'm sure. You already inspired us, really. Yeah. You started your activity from collaborated with or entering the member of the young generation of Nuklir first. And then you are very active one. You apply this and that. You gathering so many experience around the world. Yeah. And then one thing that I'm very astonished you that I think that you already delivered one important word is it, say yes for every invitation. Yeah. Don't reluctant with the yeah. Say yes for every invitation and don't stop enhancing your knowledge and because there is no age limitation for enhancing
Yes,
our knowledge.
yes.
Yeah. That's very inspiring one. There is a two question in here, but before that one, I'm going to ask you about your activity in woman in nuclear, because you already started from young generation in nuclear. You already contribute so many activity in young generation on nuclear, and then you are having so experience in scientific. So you started from the biochemistry, radiology, and then radiochemistry, but you moved
Yes.
to the nuclear security. It is very amazing one, I think, because to publish the international journal on nuclear security while you are having a different competence, it's very hard work, I think. Very
Yeah.
good work for you. And my
Thank
question is, with your background, yeah, starting with biology and radiochemistry, how do you see scientific research serving as social capital to build public trust in nuclear technology?
Okay, let me respond to you. My background is biochemistry. Biochemistry has a lot of department. One of the department was a nuclear. One of the department under biochemistry was nuclear. Nuclear has different fields. So, returning to nuclear security. When I was used to treat with my animals at my master degree, I must first put my mind how am I going to protect myself. I'm going to treat with this animal and put them inside the source by myself. So I need to know the basics of nuclear security in order to protect myself. So what I had done, I go to read how can I protect myself, because you imagine you are a female and you are going to a standard source beside you and they are going to treat with it. So can you go to do something without even read about it? And if you go to search for something, even on Wikipedia, you will find some important information about nuclear security. When you read it, you will find that yourself you become very passionate about the field, and this is encouraged to go for more scientific to nuclear security beside your scientific research in biochemistry. This is the way that when you put a well organization for your plan, and I'm going to treat with animals. So how I'm going to treat with them, I should read. How I'm going to give them the doses of ionizing radiation, I should read more and more. And then how I'm going to protect myself as a female. What shall I wear? I'm going to wear my own clothes, or I'm going to wear a protective. I'm going to wear a lid, or I'm going to wear my own my clothes without any support. So this has helped me to go to the field of nuclear. All nuclear fields are related together, but you should know how can you join between them.
Mhm. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for your answer. And then I think that we can, if you are willing, we can do some collaboration between Egypt and Indonesia on nuclear security because we are
I
having
hope.
different culture background.
Okay, I can. It's my pleasure to have
Yeah,
a work together in the nuclear security.
yeah, because you're already telling us the how hard your work to
Mhm.
produce a paper in
Yes,
the African, which is I think the six country in Africa. And this is
yes,
not very easy work, I think.
Because you know, the field of scientific research is very interested field for all of us. But you have to be passionate and you have to be very patient, because nothing is going to happen today and tomorrow. You have to wait. You see, I wait for the BRICS submission for 3 months, and I was waiting. I'm going to be accepted or not. You see that I'm going to wait for openness for 3 months. I waited until the abstract of this paper accepted for 2 months. So you should be patient. This is the first thing. You should be patient. You should wait, and you should be passionate about scientific research.
Very amazing one. There are two questions from the public for the participants. You know that the participants of HIMNI is very various one. Usually they are not a nuclear one. One is coming from the Pak Jamaral Harmanto, Mr. Jamaral Harmanto. He asked me a very general question to you. As a nuclear advisor, of course you understand Iran's nuclear program. What is the reason of US wants to destroy it? Do you have an answer for that question?
Why you want us to go to this field? Why you didn't focus on the peaceful uses we have? Why you wanted to focus on these problems? There are a lot of peaceful uses. You didn't have any one of you treat with iodine 131 even. You found one in your family having, so you should focus on the peaceful applications. It is very important to put the positive before the negative.
Yeah, public participant can ask everything.
Yes.
The other one from Mr. Muhammad Yusuf Salahuddin. So when I hear your story about your journey of your life, that interest in nuclear, then you follow many international events for nuclear. I have a question for you. What the important step if someone want to follow like you achieve right now? And then from many experiences that you got from many international events, does it have an impact on nuclear energy development, especially in Egypt? That's the question for you.
Okay. First question. What is the most important step? The most important step is that you should be open for research in the field of the nuclear. If you are going to search or not making a scientific research, but if you are going to be interested in nuclear field, you are going to start to search. When you are going to start to search, you will find a lot of chances open for you to attend these international events. Even everyone I meet him, and I found that he's in the field of nuclear, maybe as a radio physicist, maybe a nuclear physician, maybe a nuclear expert. The first thing I asked him, did you have an account on IAA platform? This is the main thing. If you are going to have an account on IAA platform, they're going to be an InTouch Plus. This InTouch Plus, on it you have a lot of announcement about international events for one upcoming year. So you will find this event and you will apply for it. And when you are going to apply, you are going to have a question. Are you going to apply with abstract or not? When you found your question, you found yourself, I should make an abstract. So you are going to prepare a scientific paper. So every step, make the another step come on. First, you are going to make a search on the word of nuclear in Google. The first thing appear to you, the NGO related to nuclear and IAEA. The second thing, IAEA, why I didn't create an account? You have an account on LinkedIn, you have an account on Instagram, you have an account on Facebook. IAEA also, you can create an account on it. Although you are going to face some challenges because it takes a lot of time, they ask a lot of questions, but you will create it. After creating, you will find a open platform for most important international events, not only in IAEA, all over the world. And then, why not you participate in one or two of young generations NGO? Why not you participate in large NGO like Women in Nuclear in Africa, which holds, ladies and gentlemen, more than 40 years, and Women in Nuclear Young Generations, which is open to all ladies and gentlemen from all over the world, starting from 18. So why you didn't participate? Maybe you will find one or two chances in this nuclear field. You should keep on, not to stay in your one step. No, keep searching. You can, if you put a nuclear, the word nuclear in Google, you will find a lot of fields open to you. And then you will find something you are going to be interested in. And then you will find that the first step, come to my step that you are going to travel to international conferences. The second question, please, dear Dr. Jenny, repeat it on me. He asked two questions.
Yeah,
He asked
there is another question from the public from Mr. Frankie Ariadi. We keep pushing for more space for women in nuclear sector, but are we ready to face the reality if gender balance forces the industry's old paradigm to collapse? What if the majority of female leaders reshape research priorities, investment direction, and even the ethics of nuclear technology use? And would that make the nuclear world safer or even more divided? Very hard question.
Okay. Thank you, Frankie, for your question. But first, I wanted to inform you something. Every country in over the world is going to treat with a nuclear power plant or a nuclear isotope or anything related to nuclear. If you are not having a nuclear power plant, but you are having some health care using to treat nuclear radioactive isotopes, you are going to have building for certain construction. You need to use radioactive isotopes. So every country use anything related to nuclear, they follow the rules of International Atomic Energy Authority. And if you go to the International Atomic Energy Authority or go to their platform, you will find that by 2050, 50% in the IAEA will be female and 50 will be the male. So every institute under IAEA is following that there is going to be a gender equality between female and male. IAEA give the guidance and all of us follow it. Regarding how much nuclear world safer, it is not related to the gender, male or female. It is related to how you follow the rules for safety, how you think about these rules. These rules, you have to put it in front of your eyes every time that we are going to deal with a nuclear. It is not something easy, but if you follow the rules, you will find yourself working out. This is what happened with me when I go to the climate lab at the first time. This is environmental sample. I don't know the activity of uranium inside it. But I follow the rules. Put my TLD, put my pocket dosimeter, wearing my gloves, protecting myself, wearing the mask, and I start dealing. And then when I calculate and check on the TLD, I found in the normal range. So you have to follow the rules. Either you are a man or woman. There is no difference between man or female. Both of you are the same if you follow the rules. When putting rules, they didn't put it these rules for female and this rules for male. No, the rules is put to all the public.
Very amazing. The last question for me from
Okay.
in your very experiences one year from the young until now, and then in your experience, how has the involvement of women in Egypt, especially in technical and managerial roles, contributed to the smooth progress and public acceptance of the nuclear power plant project in your country?
Okay. First, as I told you, there are more than 4 or 5 main governmental institutions related to nuclear. I only treat with Egyptian Atomic Energy Authority, and I had a chance this year to go to Dabaa and visit them. But I didn't work with them until now. I hope one time I will work with them. when you found that you will found this, there is a gender equality. There is no difference between male and female. The female take all its roles, and also the males. There is no differences. Even in the important position, you will find the males take the positions and the females also take the position. When applying for certain event, you will find equality between the males and the females. In Egypt, now the number of the females is greater than the number of the males in the nuclear field. When you go into certain events, you will find a lot of females participating in this event, and the smaller number is from males. So in Egypt, there is no issue between the gender equality. You will find equal between males and the females, and there is no restrictions for participating in the females for important position, or even in Dabaa, because at the Dabaa, when I visit them, I found a large numbers of females there working with them.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for, we already over the time that we are offering. Thank you so much on behalf of HIMNI, Dr. Heba. I would like to sincerely thank our distinguished guest, Dr. Heba, for taking your time to share your remarkable journey, very, very remarkable journey and expertise with us today. Your insight from your inspiring path in nuclear field to the importance of Africa-Asia collaboration. We hope we can initiate the collaboration between Egypt and Indonesia, have
This is my
truly
pleasure.
enriched our understanding. And I know that your dedication to empowering women in nuclear, advancing research, and fostering international cooperation is not only commendable, but also a source of motivation for all of us in here, all the participants in here. So we deeply appreciate your generosity in sharing your knowledge, indeed, experience, and vision for a safer, more suitable future through nuclear technology. Thank you again, Dr. Heba, for your valuable contribution to this webinar. Please convey my warm regard to Professor Sohail.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for giving me such a chance. Thank you for giving me such a chance. It's my pleasure to have you here, and I'm opening for any questions. You have my contact, and you can contact me at any time. And I'm open to collaborations between Egypt and Asia, inshallah. Thank you.
Thank you. Stay healthy and keep
Bye.
energy. Bye.
Bye.
Begitulah Bapak dan Ibu partisipan HIMNI, webinar kita hari ini semoga bermanfaat dan kita ketemu minggu depan dengan topik yang berbeda. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sehat untuk Bapak Ibu semua.
Terima kasih Bapak Ibu semua. Thank you Dr. Heba. It was very interesting presentation. Anyway, thank you. Sampai ketemu Kamis depan Bapak Ibu untuk membahas topik yang menarik, sama menarik, yaitu bagaimana status tapak dari Torkot yang katanya sudah dapat izin evaluasi. Moga-moga pembicara yang sudah janji hari ini mau hadir Kamis bersedia berkenan hadir. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, Heba.
Terima kasih Bapak-Bapak, Ibu.